Welcome to episode 273, Chuck Bundrant, from $80 college dropout to seafood king. This is an outline of episode 273. There are 4 reasons why we study Chuck Bundrant. First, he's the richest seafood self-made billionaire in the world. Second, he dropped out of college to follow his dream. Third, he started with $80. Fourth, he discovered his magic fish, the Alaskan Pollock. Let us meet Chuck Bundrant, the seafood king.
We're committed to serve the fishermen, our employees, our customers, and our suppliers. This office, somebody's here at 6 a.m. in the morning and somebody's here at 10 p.m. at night. In some cases, 24 hours a day. That's commitment, and that's what makes Trident, I believe, number one.
Chuck Bundrant was probably born in Tennessee or Indiana in 1941. Quite a secretive man, he does not grant interview, so very little is known about him. This is a map of Evansville, Indiana, where he grew up. Evansville, Indiana was an important river port in the 1950s. This is North High School in Evansville, Indiana, where he graduated in 1960. He spent a short time in Middle Tennessee State University before dropping out and moving to Alaska for a fishing adventure with $80. This is the picture of the 20-year-old Chuck Bundrant saying goodbye to his father in Tennessee in 1961. The turning point was 1972 when he met Kaare Ness, the Norwegian fishing on the waters of Alaska. Chuck Bundrant was 31 years old.
One day would own a big ship or maybe a little fishing boat. Could have been in my dreams, but nothing big, no.
Well, Corey I figured he was one of the biggest blessings that ever come into my life. I think we all worked hard. We saw other people work just as hard as we did and take risks. And neither one of us can take credit for all the success we have. I think it's been at the right place at the right time. God blessed us with great people.
Together, Chuck Bundrant and Kaare Ness founded Trident Seafood in 1973. Trident Seafood was a big success on day one. In its first year, the sale was $3 million.
We started in 1973, and I think our first year we had $3 million in sales, and this year we're going to be.
So now we have the 2 co-founders of Trident Seafood, Chuck Bundrant from Tennessee and Kaare Ness from Norway. Step 1, their first innovation was the factory ship, or in business term, the beginning of vertical integration.
So the following year, I'm going to build a boat too, he said, and go back fishing. There's going to be a different kind of a boat. It's going to be a boat that is going to be fishing and processing the product on board. And that was the start of Trident Seafood.
When I built the Pelican, that was the first catcher processor. And everybody said it wouldn't work, but we proved them wrong, and it worked very well, and that was really the financial success, and we were off to the races after we built the Pelican. We later built the Bountiful, and they expanded into production facilities like the Mr. J. And
Step 2, turning a trash fish into a table fish. The Alaskan Pollock is a bottom feeder and hence considered a trash fish. Yet the Alaska Pollock is also the most abundant fish in the Bering Sea and in Northeast Pacific. The genius of Chuck Bundrant was to convince the executive of Long John Silver to serve this fish instead of the American cod. Soon MacDonalds followed and served the Alaskan Pollock in his famous fish fillet sandwiches. Step 3, lobbying the Alaska political process. Trident Seafood built the largest fish processing plant in Akutan Island in Alaska, employing more than 900 people.
In the middle of the Bering Sea, which, while remote, is no small outpost, Trident's multi-species processing plant on Akutan employs 900 workers and is the largest fish processing plant in North America.
Huge facility, and it can process multi-species at the same time. That is probably the biggest fish processing machine anywhere in this country. And
in return, Trident Seafood won concessions on fishing rights in Alaska and also the exclusion of foreign competition in Alaskan waters.
In 1976, the Magnuson-Stevenson passed where it pushed our limits out to 200 miles. That was a major turning point in the United States fisheries. On the East Coast, they had already damaged the fisheries quite severely, and then putting a very good dent in the fisheries in the West Coast, but in Alaska. But fortunately for us, the resource rebounded back.
Over the years, Trident Seafood would become the #1 seafood company in North America, making Chuck Bundrant a multi-billionaire.
A state-of-the-art innovation center where professional chefs and food technologists develop exciting new products for food service, retail, and national account clients. And a knowledgeable international sales team serving the needs of Trident customers around the clock and around the world. Trident catches and processes almost every commercial species common to Alaska and the North Pacific, including king and snow crab, Alaska salmon, halibut, Alaska pollock, rockfish, Pacific cod, flounder, and sole. Trident continues to broaden its product mix with mahi-mahi, wahoo, langostino lobster, and tilapia.
In 2018, Chuck Bundrant had retired because of Parkinson disease.
Corey's a little older than my dad, and maybe a little more gentle-spirited, but I think that they're both, they complement each other because they're two of the hardest working men I've ever met in my life. My dad and Corey both have always said, if you take care of your fishermen, you take care of your employees, and you take care of your customers, everything else will just take.
Trident Seafoods has always been and always will be a family of fishermen. At this moment, many members of the Trident family are fishing in the Gulf of Alaska and the icy waters of the Bering Sea, including my own son. Their job is to bring the abundant resources of the great state of Alaska so we can provide it to our customers around the world, but most importantly, we pray for their safe return.
What have I learned today? First, how a college dropout with $80 from Tennessee built the largest seafood company in North America. Second, he co-founded Trident Seafood with the Norwegian Kaare Ness, who is 17 years his senior. Third, his seafood empire was founded on innovation, shrewd marketing, and also lobbying. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. My next video will be Chuck Bundrant, the Seafood King, 10 Lessons. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.